Hey everyone, welcome back to T-Bones Tech. In the last video, we unboxed the Canon EOS R50, and in today's video, we're going to be unboxing the Canon EOS R100. Now, of course, I am going to be making a comparison between these two cameras, a really detailed comparison with image quality comparison as well. And the main difference between these two cameras, though, is the price coming in about $100 difference between both these two cameras, with the R50 being a little bit more expensive. So we're going to go ahead and put the R50 to the side here and take a look at the Canon EOS R100. So let's go ahead and pop up the top here and see what's inside. So the first thing we're gonna be greeted with is some user manuals and information here. This one looks like it's talking about the processor on the camera. Let's go ahead and pick up this flap and then pull it up. And here we can see our Canon camera strap right here. And then over here to the left, we can see our Canon battery as well. This is the exact same battery for both these two cameras, the LPE17 battery, so they're interchangeable, so that's actually pretty nice. And then over here to the left, we can see this is the Japanese variant, so we do have the long cord, where typically the Canon chargers actually have a flip out prong right here. So kind of interesting. This is actually nice to have, but also not nice at the same time because it's not quite as portable as the other way. And then if we take a look here, we can see the actual camera itself. So let's pull this out and we can see this really good looking Canon EOS R100, completely brand new, looks really nice. It does have a manual flip up flash here, and we can see it does not have an articulating screen. So let's go ahead and put that over here to the side and take a look at the last thing in the box, which of course is our lens, because this does come with the kit. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at the lens. We'll put the box over here to the side and take a look at this really tiny, but yet pretty powerful 18 to 45 millimeter lens. This lens will in fact darken as you progress through the zoom range. So at 18 millimeters, the brightest aperture is going to be f4.5. And if we zoom out all the way to 45 millimeters, it's going to darken all the way down to f6.3. So definitely not the most ideal lens, but definitely good for beginners. Really nice and compact as well. And as you can see, as you zoom out to actually the usable range, the lens actually gets a lot bigger and then actually gets smaller and then bigger again, which is typical for these cheaper kit lenses. So installing the lens is super easy. All we do is we twist this counterclockwise, just like that. Then we're going to remove the rear lens and then line up the red line with the red line. So right there at the 12 o'clock position, and we can see the little sensor. This is an APS-C size sensor, so it's not going to be a full frame sensor, but that of course makes everything smaller, including the lenses, which is also really nice, but not quite as good quality as something like a full frame camera. Now I do have to mention the A-roll camera that I'm filming with right here is the Canon EOS R6 Generation 1. It's a full frame camera. And then the B-roll camera that I'm pointing at right here is in fact the Canon EOS R5C, which is honestly one of my favorite cameras. I use it all the time and I really do like it a lot. Of course, that's full frame there as well. Now I'm sure the battery that they gave us is actually dead. So let's go ahead and actually take the battery out of the Canon EOS R50 because it is the exact same battery, and see if we can get this camera to turn on. So all we do is we just pop it in with the text facing forward, the Canon text facing forward like that until it clicks. And then also here's where we'd put our SD card in. Give that a little close and we'll go ahead and turn the camera on. Now here the camera knows that the lens is not set to the shooting position. So let's go ahead and zoom this out to the 18 millimeter section. And now we can actually see that we can take photos and videos now really easily. And if we zoom all the way out to the 45 millimeter range, even at f6.3, we can see a nice little blurring of the background there, a little bit of nice good bokeh there, but nothing too crazy because again, we are all the way down to f6.3, so not quite as good bokeh as something at like f2.8. Now the biggest difference between this and the Canon EOS R50, in my opinion, is going to be the lack of the touchscreen on the EOS R100. So here we can see we have a touchscreen and it's also articulating as well on the EOS R50. So that touchscreen is really nice. You can tap to focus. And then of course you also have the articulating screen so you can easily record yourself. So this is gonna be great for vlogging, where the R50 is not really a good camera at at all for vlogging, you're just gonna have to hold the camera and then hope that you are in focus. Of course, if you're zoomed out to 18 millimeters, you're definitely going to be completely in the frame if you make sure to center your face on the lens. So it's not the end of the world to not be able to see yourself when vlogging, but for the extra $100, if you're a vlogger, definitely go ahead and pick up the EOS R50. Taking a look here at the side, we can see they both do have a microphone input, and then we actually have a manual shutter release here on the EOS R100, but that is actually lacking off the EOS R50. Now taking a look here at the side, we can see they have USB ports and HDMI, and these are in fact both USB-C ports, which is a nice little creature comfort there versus having one of those other terrible USBs that we never can find the right cable for. I hate those, and I'm super glad that USB-C is here to stay. And then if we take a look here at the back, we can see all the buttons are basically identical, including the buttons here up at the top of the camera, all identical. The only thing extra that I notice here is the Canon EOS R50 actually does have a dedicated ISO button right here, where that button is not present on the EOS R100. Now, another thing to mention here is the R50 actually does ship with a hot shoe cover, and the R100 does not, which is definitely kind of surprising. But here we have both cameras. They look really nice, and of course I'm going to be doing a complete and total dedicated review comparing the image quality and the ease of use and just everything about these cameras. I'm going to be putting them head to head in a video that's going to come out in the next couple of days. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're interested in that. And if you're interested in current pricing and availability of either one of these cameras, I'm going to have a link in the description down below directly to Amazon, where you can check out both these cameras. And as you guys probably already know, Amazon typically has the absolute best deals when it comes to cameras. So again, make sure to check these out on Amazon, and by using those links, that's going to help support the channel. But that's all I got for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below, and of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then to be notified every single time I upload a brand new video, just like this one, to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.